Hello everyone, Gareth Master for you again today. Welcome to the continuation of the SpaceEngine series. Now what I usually do is continue the game from where I left off, but I actually did some, further exploration and came across this trinary system which is incredibly interesting, so I do want to definitely cover this for you guys today. Now there has been a comment, I'll put it on the screen right now, so I apologise if I forget your name, but they did suggest that I try out a workshop mod called Rodrigo's mod, which is supposed to make stuff like terrestrial planets look a lot nicer than they currently do. And I had some sort of complicated installation, not as easy as just downloading the mod and using it. So I ended up looking into that, so hopefully in this video you see that it ends up looking fairly good. And one of the things I was told about as well was understand the controls and also about the different camera modes. So right now I play in HDR because you get to see all of the details like of the stars and the galaxy you're in. But if you turn that stuff off, then everything just goes dark and it sort of like gets auto adjusted. But this is actually, ladies and gentlemen, an accreting white dwarf. Now funnily enough, I did a research project which was talking about accreting white dwarfs that have a magnetic field, and then the possibility that that kind of process leads to stuff like auroral emissions. It's incredibly complicated. It deals with stuff like J cross B forces and current flows and ionospheric conductivity and Python code, and I could probably show some of that stuff and some of the work I would have done. And funnily enough, for the sort of poster that I had to do for that project, I actually took something that was like an accreting white dwarf from SpaceEngine and used that as the back for it. So seeing this is actually really cool if you ask me, and this is in real time as well, so progressing very, very slowly, and so you see the accretion rate is fairly steady, and then you get to see the sort of glassy look to the stars as well. So instead of seeing this, and you can't see shit, you see this, and it looks all glassy. But that's like the cells on the surface of the star here. Now there was an other object, unless that is the an other object, and so I might need to turn HDR back on so I can see what the hell I'm doing, because that was the accreting white dwarf part of this system. But then we also had, if we go over here, a brown dwarf. Now I don't think I've come across a brown dwarf as of yet, so if we turn the exposure mode back on, then you can see it's just this nice colour. And so brown dwarfs are bigger than planets but smaller than stars, and it's kind of unknown, I guess, what they actually are supposed to be like. I think I vaguely remember hearing something about them undergoing stuff like lithium fusion, but again I don't know much about that, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Looks like you got some atmospheric clouds going on around here. I wonder if I could oh god, I'm going super slow. I wanted to see if I could get into the atmosphere of it a little bit, just be a bit interesting. Oh yeah, and don't do that either, don't jerk the mouse around, because that can be really bad. But I don't know if this is supposed to be part of the Rodrigo model or not. I think it's supposed to be more for terrestrial planets. But the reason I say this is interesting is because, as I said, this is a trinary system between a brown dwarf, an accreting white dwarf, and also this white luminous supergiant here as well. So I could put this mode back on, and so you see this is where the brown dwarf and the accreting white dwarf is, and that's the star over there. So we do have some planets. So under the Torrid Arid Supercarbonia, got some CO2, some C2H2, some C2H4, some CH4, and some H2O in the atmosphere. So I wonder, if Rodrigo's mod is working, then please let me know, because I have no idea if that's actually going to be the case or not. Apparently, as I said, it's supposed to make stuff like terrestrial planets look a lot nicer and more realistic. Again, you might have to take that with a pinch of salt because I don't know. Quite frankly, I just don't know about some of this stuff. Oh yeah, and I just realised that I've also changed the resolution of the game as well to try and stop stuff like frame rate drops from happening. So I've actually decreased the game size from 4K to 1080p in hopes that this would end up looking a lot better. Now what the hell's going on here? You see these planets and it looks fine. You go over here and this is like a molten moon. Like it's shiny how intensely hot it is. So that's a bit of a stark contrast, considering that the planet looks nice, and then some of these moons are like scorched, and then some of the other moons are fucking scorched as well. But the planet's fine for some reason. Funny how that works. Oh, let's go to this lava world, the Torrid Arid supercarbon again. We only have CO2 and C2H2 here, and it looks like a hellish landscape. And yeah, it goes without saying, if I was trying to play this on my gaming PC, then you wouldn't even be able to see the planet right now. You're probably even in, you know, 1080p. Well, that looks nice. You can see the hot asteroids from the surface of the planet. But of course, if you change the HDR mode, then, you know, it's a bit, you know, dimmer, shall we say. Oh, going here, there and everywhere. Just being a drunk pilot, I guess. I don't know. You could do some interesting like flight simulator stuff from this. Fly through the clouds and then go like, oh shit, nah, and then crash. And then it's like, yeah, it's just game over. Crashing into a lava pit or something, that'd be well, that'd be very cool. And then of course on the night side you get to see the scorching hot lava flows on the backside of the planet, which is actually fairly cool. So I feel like there was something I wanted to add to this, and I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, this planet, a warm mini Jupiter. One of the additions to SpaceEngine that I've not actually looked into yet, in the beta version of SpaceEngine, if you get it, is the concept of volumetric rings. So basically, if I was to go up to this ring system, then with the volumetric rings beta, this 2D texture which disappears as I go into it actually renders like three-dimensional asteroids that makes up the composition of the ring. So from afar it looks like it's just a 2D texture, but when you get up close you begin to see the sort of fine details that make up the ring system. So Saturn would be a good planet to go to in that regard to see this stuff happening. But I've not opted into the beta in this, so it has to wait until it comes as a feature in the, you know, public version of the game, shall we say. So I mean, greenhouse effect 5 degrees. I don't know if that means it's 5 degrees on its surface, but it's a cool arid Aquarius, looking very Earth-like, isn't it? This moon that's so far away from its, you know, parent star, I guess. How far is it away actually? Same major axis 517178.13. Maybe that's around the planet though. What's the planet say? Same major axis 267 AU from its star. So that's 267 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. So looking pretty cool. We can turn the HDR off again, make it look more. Wait, that's turning. Is it turning it on? I don't know. Auto, and then we got manual, and then HDR. So HDR probably makes it look a little worse. Manual, also auto, looks a bit better. You got that view. That's the sun in the sky and the planet in the sky as well. So pretty cool stuff, I must admit. But yeah, I definitely wanted to check out this stellar system, the trinary stars and all that. You know, the fucking white supergiant, and then the brown dwarf and your accreting white dwarf. I just had to mention some of that stuff that I brought up here. But yeah, one of the comments as well, from one of the points from the commenter that I mentioned earlier, was that I didn't actually have globular clusters enabled. So this is an example of a globular cluster. It's just a massive collection of stars. So if I turn off stuff like HDR, then you can actually see all of the stars that are here, And hopefully if I'm moving through it, it doesn't look too pixelated on the YouTube video, because I don't think I can do much to solve that problem, unfortunately. That's just the way that it goes sometimes. Oh, look at that, a red giant. Turning HDR mode on, and we go to the sort of solar system browser. What do we have here? Oh shit, I'm going through the... I went through the fucking star, dude. I went for the star. That was scary. I don't want to do stuff like my days. That's a big ass surface area compared to the planet that it's looking at. You know, I said it in the previous part, but this is like one of those situations where the daytime sky would just be the star. You know, it's like crazy to think that that's the case. Well, Jesus, I'm doing some aerial flips in that here. What do we have here? A Torrid Arid terror with a temperature of 2073 degrees Celsius. That is bloody hot, shall we say. And that's nice as well. You get all these stars, but yet when you turn the HDR mode on, then you don't see all of them. It's like, yeah, those stars just don't exist. Oh wait, you have to actually expose yourself to them first. Oh, and there's this, what the hell was that? It's like gas coming out of either the star or the planet. But you don't see that in HDR mode now, do you? It's a conspiracy, I say. It's a conspiracy against, or by NASA, making me not see these globular clusters the way I'm supposed to. But yeah, I think the globular clusters are supposed to be more like a collection of older stars. Hence why we get like red giants in that here. But we do have what looks like a blue main sequence star right over yonder this way. And alright, look at that. Look at the texture fidelity like loading in right there. It's all the cells like loading up on this blue main sequence star. And then if we sort of 180, we got this red giant, which is far greater in size compared to this blue star that we would have just went to. So it's a matter of perspective. The retrospective perspective, if you get my drift. But the only planet looks like this one. As I clip the star almost again, a hot sub-Jupiter. Nice. So let's see, we got Star Browser, we got Spacecraft Manager, locations. So yeah, of course, plenty of other places that we could go to. So again, if you want to, here we go, Parahi, the first black hole image. I don't know if I've said that correctly, but let's go somewhere else in the universe. So yeah, it's probably the Event Horizon mission, I guess, that recorded the first black hole ever imaged. So in HDR you see the gravitational lensing in effect, and it looks like just a 2D image, doesn't it? It's like a 2D image just getting like distorted by like a blur or lens or some crap like that. But you know, when you do auto, then you don't see shit because reasons. But yeah, black holes, man. And that was another project about Sagittarius A star. I mentioned a research project earlier. Another research project was about Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the centre of the Milky Way galaxy, and how that has luminosity flare-ups, and so what could be causing the luminosity flare-ups. And so there's a research paper, and you can look into this if you really want to, suggesting that it could be stuff like asteroids from stars that are in orbit around Sagittarius A star, like some of these stars for example. And of course I could turn on stuff like orbits, is it? Where would the orbits be? Constellations? No, orbits, there we go. So in this sense you'd see, okay, all the orbits here that you see from these stars, they would have their own asteroids, and then they would get in distance of the supermassive black hole here, and then get tidally destroyed, and then the tidal destruction would lead to, you know, luminosity flare-ups, interactions within an accretion disk like this. But when I did the project, we added time dependency into the situation, and it made it so it wasn't matching up with the rate in which you would expect to see these flare-ups nowadays. So because of that, it's been deemed that it's not actually you know, going to be the explanation. But it's an interesting project nonetheless. We actually got to meet the PhD students who undertook that project when they did it. And it's a shame because I was too slow to make an application to do a PhD at the university I went to, which was the University of Leicester, that I actually missed out on probably applying for a research project about Sagittarius A star. So it was like, god damn it, man, I missed out the application deadline by like 2 months. And it's like, I just thought about it out of nowhere, and now I have to wait until like January, another 6 months or something, before I have a chance to apply for another PhD at that university. And what's the odds they're going to turn around and say, no, you've not been accepted because reasons. What can I do, right? I can try, but I'll probably try and fail. So where else could we go to, ladies and gentlemen? I do not know where else I could go, because it's just supposed to be a nice chill and play sort of game. How about this? Geonosis. What the hell is this supposed to be, right? Some sort of planet with a ring system. It's a hot marine super terror with life. That's a bold statement to make, SpaceEngine. But let's see. If we go down to the surface and we see life, then I'm probably gonna cry. But let's go. Just see like little green men or something and just lose it. Just get stream snipes and loses it. But yeah, let's of course turn off the oh Jesus Christ almighty, what the hell's going on here? The exposure creeped me out for a little bit, just went dark for no reason. But very interesting. So I wonder if this is what the Rodrigo's mod was supposed to be. I have talked about it, and what I would say is that the requirement, as far as I've heard, is that you needed to delete the game's cache folder. So I deleted the game's cache folder before booting up the game. So if I needed to do it when I was in the game, then perhaps it's not working. But if it's one of those where you have to, you know, delete the cache folder before you boot up the game, then I think this should be working. So I don't know if it's the texture fidelity on the ground, if it's like the clouds in the atmosphere, or the atmosphere itself causing like this hazing effect, or whatever the case might be. I don't know what I'm looking for, but nice nonetheless. And we also have this. What's going on over here? It's like a ring system, and there's a moon in the ring system. Or shepherd moon, shall we say, that helps keep the ring intact. That looks pretty cool, actually. Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. You don't see the ring in HDR mode, sadly. God damn, that's the only problem with some of this sometimes. But a very interesting system nonetheless. This was a yellow dwarf RS 8496 blah 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 blah. You probably see that. And it's a dual system as well. Damn, a double star system binary. Nice. And that's the planet in question, I think. 228 degrees Celsius planet. Maybe even closer to 300 degrees. Yeah, it's supposed to have life on it, supposedly. Yeah, right, okay. This is probably some OC creation. Oh, and a brown dwarf too. So not only do we have a binary star system, we have a brown dwarf as well. So that's the second brown dwarf I found in this video. That's fairly interesting. I've come across probably zero the entire time I've you know, played SpaceEngine, and now there's like bloody two in a close succession of each other. And hey, what's that? The Andromeda Galaxy. So probably back in more familiar territory, shall we say. What's that? The Carina Nebula. Let's go to that. If I can figure out where the bloody buttons are. Wow. Oh yeah, and like this, going through the galaxy as well. What's that? What are you? The Homunculus Nebula or the Eta Carinae Nebula? The Homunculus. Yeah, I know the word homunculus because of that sort of like Russian viral video, I think it was, where a guy was supposed to like inject semen into like a chicken egg, and then you're supposed to get like a sort of living creature come out of it or something, and it was supposed to be like a you know, scary or something. Like, oh my god, you actually like create a living being by doing stuff like that. So that was a little weird. Oh, a wolf rayet. I've not heard of one of these for a while. A wolf rayet star. So I definitely have heard of these, don't get me wrong. I don't remember much about them other than this is a big star. Probably got something to do with the luminosity profile of it. It looks a little squashed, like egg-shaped to me. I don't know, it's looking at it from this angle. Doesn't look quite spherical, does it? It looks more like an egg. But it could be spherical. I definitely have heard of these, don't get me wrong, so just can't remember what it was about them that I've heard about, you know what I'm saying? So, if we get up close, then we get to see the... whoa, I landed on a star and died. That's another death to add to the count. Crashed into a wolf rayet star and died. So, yeah, we have to go up to about 1200 kilometers per second to just get off the surface. But we wouldn't have survived because we, you know, would have been incinerated. God, I wonder the amount of deaths that would have happened in this playthrough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you was to take this like realistically, then okay, probably breaking the speed of light would be one way you could potentially die. But then, what about like, I don't know, what, markers enabled? I didn't turn markers on, dude. Okay. But then like crashing into the sun, crashing into planets and stuff like that, it's just like, yeah, you would be dead if you was piloting a spacecraft doing this. So, oh, there's a planet as well. 122 degrees Celsius, a warm Neptune in orbit around one of these stars. Looks a little like this. So yeah, if you're wondering about an IRL update as well, I know it's a little late, we're about 22 minutes in the video at this point. And yeah, it's probably been about 2 weeks since I last did a video on YouTube. Because me and my brother, we've been playing Destiny 1 on the Xbox. So I've been playing on my Xbox Series X. And James has been playing on the original Xbox One that I would have been using. And so it's been going well so far. We got through all of the sort of year one base content that, you know, Destiny 1 had to offer. And then on the 10th, we started up BioShock. And we're gonna, you know, I want to play Black Mesa as well at some point. So, yeah, that's sort of the, what's on the itinerary. Now, there's this, sort of black mass here that I was interested in. Just like a very dark nebula, unless it's part of the nebula that we was already in. You know, it's just this these dark clouds. Oh yeah, we'll probably look for the Pillars of Creation as well. But let's just do some exploration for a little bit. Where did that go? Is that it? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. So yeah, me and James playing Destiny 1, and I've been wanting to play BioShock and Black Mesa. BioShock is one of the games that James wants to be present for when I play through it. Because he's never gotten through BioShock 1 and he's expressed interest in wanting to see BioShock 1. So that would be a game playthrough for when me and James are both available to do that. And Black Mesa I want to do on my own terms, but you know, I could have done it when I'm, you know, right now, play Black Mesa for a bit. But I haven't. So I'm doing this instead, just to say, yeah, I'm doing a YouTube video. But it's one of those, if I do the YouTube stuff, then I'm not doing the streaming, and then if I'm not doing the streaming, then I'm not doing, if I'm doing the streaming, I'm not doing YouTube stuff, right? So it's sort of like, do I do the YouTube stuff, do I do the streaming, I don't know. But we got one of these 34 solar mass, 25 point, that's how far away I am, 7.18 astronomical units supergiant stars. Looks a bit disformed, doesn't it? So what sort of stuff do we have here? Oh, is that a binary planet system or something? Again, I mentioned this in the previous part. It'd be interesting if stuff like binary planets could exist without slamming into each other. And I apologise if you hear background music. Again, it's still hot in the UK, so I've left my windows just open a little bit. And it's one of those where you know, I'm hot enough as it is, and it, you know, the equipment that I'm using to record this are generating heat, and it's like, you know, it's not much I could do about that. To keep my room cool, I need to have my windows open, but then I can't stop what other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, if you're not hearing that stuff and you're hearing me okay, then yeah, it's just, I'm doing this for the sake of doing it, but about a week ago I had about a sore throat, and then it's progressed into something that I can only describe as sort of like a lump in my throat. It's hard to describe, but basically when I sort of swallow stuff, and I know people might take that out of context, but when I swallow stuff, it sometimes irritates this in my throat. So right there, I just swallowed, and I didn't really feel anything. But if I was to take a sip of a can of Coke that I've not even opened yet, and I wanted to drink on this in this video, then I'd probably feel it and cause some irritation, and sometimes it's more uncomfortable than painful, but then sometimes it's just, you know, it kind of hurts a little bit, right? Hey, and it's going to list all of the places that we would have been to. That's a nice feature they added, or something I never cared to look at. So let's go to Smile and round things off for today. So yeah, I think what my dad said to me actually was that this could potentially be something like tonsillitis that I've got. You know, this feeling in my throat. And it's not good. There it is, okay. So it's a hot airless mini terror coupled with a hot airless mini terror, a torrid arid terror, and a torrid arid ferrier. Like, what the fuck's a ferrier, dude? Like an acidic planet? I mean, I'm seeing SO2, C2H2 and N2, and CO2 and H2O2, so it's probably some like acidic shit, you know. Well, I'm saying not a shithole, like, but you know, stuff that's not good for humans. But you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. I've got temperature in the thousands of degrees territory. Yeah, you know, this is not a place for humans because it's hot. Humans don't like it hot. Hell, I don't like it hot. But you know, well, what's this? Is this like a? What am I looking at here? Is that the surface? Is it rendering, or is that just like the clouds? That's the clouds. Aha. We can go further down. See, this is, I don't know if it's the Rodrigo mod still. You know, seeing the cloud layers or something. I don't know if SpaceEngine would have handled that originally or not, but damn, looks like pools of something. But I'm not going to investigate that further because that's toxic, dude. Not real talk. Can't be dealing with stuff that's toxic. But if we do the journey mode here, then yeah, it's more like a binary planet system again. So that's what this is. Like, look at these two planets existing this close to together. Oh no, that's what shift does. It kind of zooms in, and then shift. I think shift and oh my days, that's whoa. I did not know you can do that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my days, it's like super wide FOV mode. But if you hold shift and left click, you can zoom in. I never knew you could do that. So you can zoom in like this and zoom out to like super far distances away. Like we can go here. Nice. Oh, I can't even click on it because it's that far away. So that's ridiculous. I didn't know you could do that. And then if I zoom all the way back like this, and you look at the planets, they sort of elongate because that's what like wide FOV does. So that's what was happening last time. So that's why it looked a little weird. I didn't know you could. I honestly didn't know you could just do that. But yeah, it's looking all weird now, and I hate this super wide FOV. If I had like one of those ultra wide monitors, maybe I'd play it like this and entertain the idea. But I don't, so I'm probably not going to play like this for much longer. But yeah, I think that would be the SpaceEngine playthrough part for today. I have no idea what I'm trying to do. I want to find a nice little place I can go to and just round it off. There's the start, obviously. Well, yeah, the start. Let's go back to the start. You know, not referencing a Gazatron song at all. But yeah, it's this rocky planet. There's a planet over there. You can mess around with the HDR stuff some more. and obviously ultra wide FOV for no goddamn reason. I probably need to zoom in a little more, like do something like that maybe, and then the FOV becomes normal and I crash landed on the planet and would have died again. I died like 3 or 4 times this video. Why do I care? It's not like anyone's going to watch this anyway. Oh, look at that. It's like aliens made this, ladies and gentlemen. You see the aliens made these tracks? So nice to know this frigid airless subaquaria actually had some light on it at some points, because there's no way tracks like that are a natural formation, okay? It has to be aliens, dude. There's no other way. God. And wow, this nebula looks beautiful as well. But, you know, as they say, all good things must come to an end. I might check out the craziness that's going on over there eventually. Maybe I'll do that next time. I don't know. I don't seem to be able to select that. Looks like it's the Milky Way, but it certainly doesn't look like it, if you know what I'm saying. So I hope you enjoyed me rambling and playing SpaceEngine and figuring out like controls at the very end of the video. I did this for the Rodrigo mod as requested by a viewer in the comments of the previous video, and also to cover the system that I would have found at the start of the video. And so hopefully, if anyone can confirm whether or not Rodrigo's mod is working from the footage that you had saw of some of the terrestrial planets I would have went to. And if you want me to play more SpaceEngine, please let me know. I do want to play this as a sort of chill thing and talk about stuff that I might know about, like research projects. I could elaborate more on stuff like that. I'll just have to look up old stuff. But yeah, that's SpaceEngine for you. Please leave a like if you liked it, or dislike it if you dislike it. Subscribe for more content. And check out the Master 974 stream archives for the Destiny, Bioshock and Black Mesa streams, and more streams. So yeah, take care out there, have a great day, peace out and see you next time.